Hello everyone, and welcome to this semi-final matchup between ACCM and Cool, the number 9 or 8 seed, as you can see above on here, versus the TyRanTs, the Viper and Doubt, the number 1 seed in the Nomad Battlegrounds tournament for $1,500. I'm joined by my co-caster, Ornlu. This is a mutual partnership, I suppose. And yeah, would you like to introduce the players' positions, Ornlu?
I would, but my game crashed, so we're trying to get in still.
What version of Wololokingdoms are you on? Is that an issue?
No, it's a Voobly issue. Whenever I'm in a lobby that isn't Medieval Siege, it'll just like crash sometimes whenever I try to load in the game. But I'm in now.
Oh, okay.
A little bit of super speeding needed. But
okay,
yeah.
so I'll introduce the first players. I'll introduce the Vietnamese team. We have ACCM playing in purple as the Indians, and his ally this game will be Cool playing as the Malay. They're both centered on the middle to right part of the map. Would you like to introduce the TyRanTs?
Of course, we will have our Lord and Savior grassed out here on the right side of this island in the blue as the Ethiopians. And his teammate will be the Viper in the south of the island as the yellow Persians. And man, nobody, these are some interesting player positionings as, you know, they throw their TCs down.
Yeah, definitely. So look at Doubt's position. He's got tons of food for days. And he's also placing his dock right away, which, is that normal for a civilization like the Ethiopians to place their dock right away?
Well, no one else has thrown down their dock yet. Oh, nope, Viper has, but yeah, he's Persians, obviously. That one makes sense. But yeah, neither of the Vietnamese players have thrown down their docks yet, as far as I can tell. So maybe that's doing something special here.
Well, I mean, so he could build one fishing ship now. Actually, well, with deer, he should be able to keep up his villager production. We see Cool laming the 2 boars of Doubt, but that's probably not going to phase Doubt too much with all the food that he has, and those boars are still easily takeable. He's going to take his first boar right now. So this is a pretty good start for Doubt. Able to get his dock up without much of a villager idle time, have enough food to keep his town center running. He's going to research Lou right now, actually, but that'll pay off as his fishing ships come out. So this is a very good start from Doubt.
Yeah, definitely. Bit of laming coming down is always going to be expected on Nomad. It's just kind of the laming map, as you can really cripple your opponents if you have like one key resource that you just take from them. But Doubt not going to be two-phased just because he has a veritable cornucopia of food resources near his TC, so he'll be fine. Doesn't seem to be a whole lot of laming between Viper and Cool in the south.
Yeah, the Viper's got a pretty decent spot. He's got gold, he's got shorefish, he's got deer, and he has sheep. He has his dock over all the way on the left side of the map, so that's fairly safe, and there's a lot of fish there. He's got 3 fishing ships out already. That's part of the Persian bonus, starting with more wood. So overall, Doubt and the Viper, very good positions. I'm going to take a look at Cool's map, and Cool has a bunch of deer next to him, some boars, wood, gold, and stone. The gold might be contested by the Viper, but it's a little bit closer to Cool. And then I'm just going to analyze ACCM's map as well. Close gold, little bit of food, but not as much as the other players, and a good wood. So which player would you prefer in this situation? Or which team?
I think it's relatively even. I think Doubt has the best map, without a question. Something I'm looking at is the TyRanTs don't have access to stone. All of the stone is kind of concentrated, it seems, in, like, the middle of the map as far as I can tell.
This is why I'm glad you're here. I completely missed that fact. I would have said TyRanTs hands down, but you're right. Not having stone is a big deal, especially the Vietnamese players are kind of known a little bit for going for, more tower-based strategies, and towers have not been nerfed at this stage. And Malay's a pretty good tower civ as well, so those could be some things to definitely, keep in mind. One thing I do want to mention that I did like was that ACCM was taking a bit of shorefish. He has Indian fishermen, so I think that makes a bit of sense to long-distance fish that. But it looks like he's not going to continue it. Maybe too far away.
Yeah, I believe Indian shore fishing is like the second fastest source of food in the game. Like it's a really fast source of food if you can sort of get that. That's what makes Indians such a strong pick on maps like Bedouins, where you have all those little shorefish next to your TC. But it looks like Doubt's going to be the one with the more obvious shorefish locations for his villagers to gather.
So strategies on this, with this particular map, I would think it'd be fast fuel strategies from all of the players, considering how close they are together, and the way things have shaped out so far. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. Especially if I'm VNA in this position, I'm just going to trush them all day. I mean, the closest stone is for the Viper to the north of his base, but we could potentially see, like, with Cool walling off Viper from accessing his own base, like trapping Viper in, I think, with a bunch of towers, could definitely see that happen.
Perhaps Cool looks to be a little more defensive. Is he going to go to a stone mine right now, or is this villager going to wall? Looks like she's going to actually wall. So Cool's actually playing this more defensive than maybe he should. Going to wall in the south. We have a villager down in the south as well, who's going to get past this wall. But that villager could actually be trapped, so we'll see what happens here.
Something always worth mentioning for Nomad is that your scouting isn't going to be ideal. Obviously, without a scout cavalry, you're going to want to use your villagers to gather food, or wood, all the time. Going to have to use sheep for scouting, but we do have a little bit of a villager scuffle, as Viper has a villager in deep in the base of Cool.
Yeah, that villager might not make it. We have Cool going to gold right now. Cool is the first player up to the next age. Surprisingly, not mining any of his 4 stone mines that are right next to him, although he has a villager near the back of the Viper's base. Looks like it's just going to be galley wars for now.
You mean fire galley wars?
Fire galley wars, yes. To start.
Feels bad, man.
We'll see. Cool looks like he has the most fish out right now. Well, actually, the Viper has a significant amount of fish. There's a bit of fish discrepancy. So the Viper with the most and Doubt with the least, and the Vietnamese team in between.
Yeah, Viper going with a very aggressive fish boom early on. Pretty interesting, because he's going to run out of fish pretty quickly at this edge of the map. He's going to want to, you know, get a dock a bit closer, but yeah, he's going to definitely have a, you know, some long-distance fishing.
Well, the Viper has actually enough food. He didn't go up much later than other players, but he has enough food to actually pull off a fast castle here, which is also nice because your docks are, you know, will be able to build faster and they have the more HP. So I'm guessing that the Viper is just going to go for this fast castle. Going to drop down a blacksmith now, saving up the wood for a market. However, what he doesn't know is that Cool is behind the base and might drop a pretty devastating tower.
Yeah, definitely we see the market as well for Viper, as we predicted. And fast castle into some sort of monk plus siege push would make sense in a, you know, in the abstract sense. But as you're saying, this could be a lot of towers in Viper's face really quickly, though ACCM will actually be the first player to click up to castle.
Nice economy management from him. He also has a barracks and a tower and a stable up, so ACCM's got resources for days, it appears, compared to the Viper, who doesn't really have any offensive infrastructure down. But, and even going to wall up this archery range of Doubt. Is he going to get this wall up? This is going to be huge if he does.
Yeah, certainly. Doubt gets one archer out by the looks of things, but yeah, it looks like this will be a successful wall up here from ACCM, and that's going to be a bit of a pickle for Doubt, as he would say.
So we talked about the strength of the Ethiopians' archers earlier on. What's one way to deal with it? Just wall off your opponent's archery ranges. Only one space left remaining on there, and I think there's a deer there or something? Can the archers go past the deer? I don't think so.
I don't think they can, but we learn something new every day.
So, Doubt with only one working archer range now. ACCM will be in the Castle Age and be able to make camels, which should fare okay at this point where we don't have a lot of archers out yet.
Yeah, Doubt's, you know, trying to do a little bit of poking and prodding, but not going to get a whole lot done. You do have a little bit of a fire galley scuffle in the south of the map between Cool and Viper, but Viper with the faster working docks is going to have the numbers edge there.
And the Viper already up to the next age, and he has enough food almost to go to Imperial Age if he wanted to, but of course he won't. No tower actually got up behind the wood line. Cool saw with the outpost and chose not to put a tower there. and that's pretty interesting to me. I don't know why.
Yeah, but he's gathering stone. He threw down the stone walls, and he's just walling himself.
Oh, he's
in.
going
Like
heavy on
main
stone.
level
You think this
walling.
is going to be maybe a castle in the future?
Yeah, that would be my guess. Castle into Karambits. Sounds like a pretty reasonable option, but Viper, he doesn't care. He's just throwing down another TC.
Well, that's how you play Persians. You try to boom it as boom as much as possible. Doubt actually deleting his archer range, I find that pretty humorous. He didn't want to build archers from it, and gonna actually build a watchtower here. Gonna try to be denied by ACCM, but it's gonna be unsuccessful with those spearmen in the mix.
Yeah,
That's pretty ballsy, building a tower right next to a siege workshop.
yeah, it's interesting to say the least, and
That's a move only Doubt would make.
oh yeah, Doubt just doesn't care. And
Well,
something that
that's probably in preparation for his Doubt Castle, which he'll place right next to the defended tower, right next to the siege workshop. Full of rams.
But this is like something worth mentioning here is that Doubt's still in the feudal age without really the castle age in sight. Yes, Cool is still in the feudal age as well, but he is totally comfy, cozy, safe at home, gathering from deer, and he has the melee bonus to get up to the castle age quickly anyway. So
This Mangonel is absolutely devastating. That just did so much for ACCM, and now that tower's a goner. Doubt. Well, it ended up being a Doubt tower. It was only something that he would have done, and it might backfire a little bit as the Mangonel gets behind the minimum range of the tower.
yeah, I don't know. I just don't understand this line of play from Doubt. I mean, he has such a good map. He could have gone for a fast castle himself, and right now he's just going to get killed by camels by the looks of things. The Indians, of course, having the extra armor for their camels means that they're going to be just a little bit more tanky to these archers.
What a play from ACCM, though. Going so aggressive with that tower, walling in the archer range, taking out the tower and all the villagers with it, and now doing all the damage with the Mangonel. He's absolutely dominating on the north side. And on the south, not a hell of a lot is going on. The Viper, probably the strongest player in this game right now, as far as economy is concerned, but will Doubt be able to survive? As a Mangonel is going right after the town center.
Ooh, another big Mangonel shot for ACCM. And I just really like the confidence of this guy's playing, just going forward, going for the wall-ins, not being afraid of Doubt, and really just sort of taking it to him. 21 kills from 7 deaths. That's what you like to be seeing at the 22-minute point in the game.
Oh, absolutely. Don't underestimate the Vietnamese players at all. They're very aggressive players, and they have been around for a long time. I know for a fact that Cool and ACCM have been playing together for years, and they've played in many Nations Cup prior.
Yeah, definitely. And to me, the Vietnamese players, Cool and ACCM included, but also players like Back
Yellow,
and
Back T.
Yellow. These guys really can play at a very high level. They're just kind of inconsistent. So it's good to see them looking to be in pretty good form this game.
They are all older players and probably won't have as much time to play the game as as some of these other players. But they've always been at a high level for a long time, so you can never underestimate them. Viper taking control of the water, so he's still got a lot of food going. Man, I would like to see maybe the Viper go 3 stable right now and try to really bail out Doubt. But Castle coming up right now. Is the Viper going to challenge it with a tower or anything? And if not, that Castle could be devastating.
At this point.
What did you say?
Yeah, I don't think he can at this point. This castle looks like it's going to go up pretty much just uncontested, and, well, that's going to force Viper off of some sort of resources. He has a lot of houses here, ironically, so could end up getting a bit housed as this goes on, but Viper just does not care. He's on 3 TCs, he's at 62 villagers, 17 fishing ships. He's winning the water handily, so, so long as he can protect his economy from these Karambits that are likely incoming, he'll be in a fantastic spot as we get into the mid-game here.
The thing is, I don't think Doubt can hold, though. Doubt has no army. He's got no space to run. That's the biggest problem. He's got nowhere to run. The Viper is nowhere in sight.
Yeah, Viper is, he's playing this like I play team games, where you just kind of boom and let your teammate fend for themselves and just kind of hope that you can carry in the late game. And, yeah, we might see Doubt drop his 1 population. Cast a game 2v2 with Viper and Doubt versus the Coachers yesterday, and Doubt dropped to 1 population, because Viper was doing this.
That is fucking hilarious, sorry.
Well, Doubt got 2v1'd, and then he had 1 villager.
That is hilarious. Yeah, this is looking so bad for Doubt. Luckily, got the Mangonel, which is great. That'll definitely buy some time. ACCM should definitely have more Mangonels out right now. And is currently only on 1 town center. So Doubt's going to really invest everything into Feudal Age, really try to hold until the Viper can bail him out.
Yeah, the question is that going to be successful? I mean, this TC's already at very low HP. He's just throwing down more and more production facilities, as you were saying, and I just don't know how successful this is going to be.
I don't know. Doubt is doing a great job at holding right now. Big mistake again from ACCM not building a Mangonel. This tower can definitely buy time. We'll see. We'll see. Let's go to the Viper's resources, and he's currently on 1,200 gold. Jeez. That's not good.
Yeah, that's some more Luico balance right there. Way too much gold for what he's doing. He's just booming, and you don't need gold to do that, man. Just, food and wood's all you need. But he has, like, what, 20-plus villagers on gold?
Well, the Viper should be up just basically any second if he wants to buy his resources and add his buildings. Should have a castle up as well. But, man, this is going to be hard. It's not even like Cool is able to be raided because he's got so many stone walls up.
Yeah, also Viper making fish traps. He's not even Malay.
What is this?
Fish traps.
The Viper is a big fan, I've heard on his stream, of using the gill nets technology. That can be a little bit OP.
Oh boy, gill nets. I love me some gill nets. I was talking.
No, but really, if you look at the fishing ships, they gather real fast. And this is, yeah, again, this isn't even Japanese or anything like that.
Yeah, it
makes sense.
Good technology. It makes your fishing ships pretty much as good as farmers, and you know,
even better.
Yeah.
Which is a little scary when players figure that out. Another castle battle coming up. It looks like it's going to be a Doubt castle from Cool, because the Viper's just building it with so many damn villagers. Will Cool get this castle up? Gonna lose a lot of villagers in the process.
Yes. Honestly, if I were Cool, I would just, you know, pull back with these villagers and build the castle somewhere else, because you forced Viper to delete a TC to get this castle up, which is never ideal, obviously. But Cool, he's going for it, man. It looks like he will get it up, but, well, at what cost, nobody?
You know what the crazy thing is? That I think the TyRanTs actually have more villagers overall. They definitely have more villagers.
Yeah, Viper's had a pretty crazy boom here. Persians, one of the best booming civs in the game. I believe they are the 3rd best booming civ in the game, behind the Slavs and Vikings, so definitely can get up to a massive villager count quite quickly, as Viper's, you know, almost halfway to the Imperial Age.
Man, how the hell has Doubt been able to hold? He's still, you know, still in the same position he was a few minutes ago, which is great for him. You know, he's got about this, you know, not that far behind from ACCM. But the Viper should be able to bail him out, and this is just an excellent hold from Doubt.
Yeah, I mean, one of the most important things in a team game is to just die slowly, and that's exactly what Doubt's doing. Eventually he's going to lose this, because...
I'm the best at that. I do that every game.
Exactly, but, you know... Right
Just
now,
as I say that, though, I mean, this is looking really bad for Doubt all of a sudden. As all of his villagers get slaughtered.
Yeah, this is just not good for
That
Doubt.
changed in about 5 seconds.
Yeah, he's gonna die fairly soon, but Viper's also gonna be imp pretty soon, interestingly with some archery ranges and a university, so it looks like to be the hand cannon line of play.
Dear God, though, I mean... The Viper won't be able to bail out Doubt for another few minutes, at least, and those hand cannons would be so slow to move across the map anyway. I guess it makes sense you don't want to go Cavalier against Indian Camels, and you're of course going to have Karambits there, but do you think this is the right play? To go hand cannons and looks like halberdiers?
Yeah, I mean, it's like the arena style, right, of hand cannons, halberdiers, that sort of thing. Viper,
dear God, look at the Viper's resources. You could go for a elite war elephant at this stage.
That would be a little overbold, I would say. Ironically, still does not have anywhere near enough resources for Elite War Elephant. It's, I believe, 1,600 food. But, he made, like, I don't know, 5 petards or something, ran them into Cool's castle, but it didn't kill it. So now he's just making a treb, I guess, to finish it off, which is a little odd, but, you know, whatever gets the job done.
Yeah, 2 trebuchets going up onto Cool's castle. Still not a lot of military production from the Viper. He's just getting his upgrades right now. And Doubt is down to 15 villagers, 5 of which, no, all of them are pretty much in trouble. Is Doubt gonna go with the transport? That's my only question.
You know, eventually, it becomes a Pilgrim's game where you just gotta load your villagers up in the transport and sail to new shores. Because Doubt's probably gonna need to do that at some point pretty soon.
And there it is. There's the transport. Gonna garrison it up. Only takes 5. Goodbye, everyone else. And we'll see if these villagers are able to even make it out of there. What a Doubt play.
Yeah, that is such a Doubt play. But Viper's coming in with a forward castle of his own onto Cool's TC. And, well, it doesn't really seem like there's a whole lot Cool can do to stop this. And Viper's War Machine is going to be quite terrifying quite soon. He has Halberdier, he has Chemistry, hand cannons, and friends are on the way.
I'm just going to be preoccupied with this transport ship from Doubt, which is clearly in the line of sight of ACCM. Going to migrate to the left side of the map, where ACCM has a lot of vision as well. So this is very, very dicey for Doubt.
Yeah, ACCM is also almost to the Imperial Age, so it's going to be kind of a Persians versus Indians Imperial slugfest, but I think the main difference between these two teams is that Cool is in a significantly better spot than Doubt, even if he's, quote-unquote losing to the Viper.
Cool investing into Redemption right now, which I find a little odd. I don't see any siege on the field at all.
Just the trebuchets, and you're not converting those guys anytime soon, so you're right, that is a very weird choice.
So right now, what I'd like to see is just maybe Cool and ACCM trying to build as much military as possible and do a 2 versus 1 on the Viper. Right now, anything that, ACCM is clearly behind the Viper, so I don't think Imperial Camel's going to work against the Halberdier. So maybe go for hand cannons of your own. What kind of play would you suggest? Oh god! Oh god, these trebuchets!
Yeah, they're quite far forward there. But something I also think is worth noting is that, looking at the gold, Viper has gold for days. He has so many gold mines available to him, and Persians with gold are just such a terrifying civilization in the post-Imperial Age. You can really just do, like, everything.
Yeah, and the Persians are one of those civilizations, very versatile. So, we see hand cannons, halberdiers, and we'll certainly see some cavalry added later on in the game. Other players, I believe they have enough access to gold, though. I'm just checking around the map. ACCM's got tons of stone, but not a hell of a lot of gold, actually.
He'll have access to gold that was formerly Doubt's over in the right side of the map. So at least in the short to medium run, I think the Vietnamese team will be fine. But I think it's more the fact that Viper just has so much gold at his disposal that he can just do whatever he wants. And because he already has a lead, he'll just, I think, be able to power through both of these Vietnamese players, having over double their combined military counts right now.
I was about to 5 minutes ago say this game was over, and do you think it's possible the Viper could take this back, or it's still unlikely?
Honestly, I think it's unlikely that VNA can win this game at this point. I mean, Viper, he's at about 170 population. Yes, it's a little bit less than the VNA team combined, which is about at 200, but just in terms of momentum, map position, very much all going to be in favor of the Viper right now, just causing so much idle time for ACCM right now with 42 idle villagers. It's crazy.
This is pretty big, though. There's 2 trebuchets going down from the Viper. But doesn't matter too much, there's just tons of army roaming in through the base of ACCM. But those trebuchets going down is actually kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it does sort of, put a bit of a halt onto Viper's push, as the single war elephant will do not a whole lot. But still, you don't see a whole lot right here from Cool to support his teammate. Going down an archery range. Interesting.
Well, if the Viper keeps adding these elephants, then Cool could definitely go into monks. They should try to maybe consolidate their armies to try to defend this better. Surprisingly, the Viper hasn't really focused on Cool at all, just been mostly taking it to ACCM.
Yeah, And, I think that's a smart move. I mean, ACCM is the more terrifying threat, both in terms of he's in a stronger position in this game, and he has the better post-imp civ, so definitely think that's a smart move. See a few hand cannons coming out for him as well. Persians and Indians, definitely, I think, fairly similar civilizations in how they play in the late game, but obviously it's just Viper with such a significant lead over ACCM having 3 times his military.
ACCM getting the unique tech on his hand cannon, so they'll be a little bit stronger than usual. Viper just can afford to throw away a few units here because he's got much stronger economy. Cool teching into Arbalest, though, just as the Viper is pushing in. If you have Arbalest on the right side, and looks like, ACCM may be able to hold with hand cannons, this might get a little bit tougher for the Viper. Certainly not steamroll.
It seems like the Viper is actually intentionally making more elephants, at least some amount of them, which is interesting. But I think this castle should fall eventually as these halberdiers clean up the villagers trying to repair the castle, so that will be a nice little win for Viper. Also, Viper striking cool in the south with plenty of hand cannons, and yes, you do see the Arbalest transition coming in for cool, but, well, he just doesn't have the numbers right now. He only has 18 military, and Arbalest, their strength comes from their numbers, which cool doesn't have.
And this doesn't surprise me at all, actually, but the Viper, it looks like he is eventually going to tech into Elite War Elephant.
Because why not, right?
I think so. They're really strong. Even if you get a few converted, if you have a good eco, I think it's still worth it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I still think it's a questionable choice because your opponents have access to both have good monks and you have Imperial camels, but I mean, really don't see the infrastructure set up for the imp camels for ACCM, and not really many monks on the field either. So, might end up working out here for Viper.
Okay, so right now the strength of the push is directly related to the strength of the Elite War Elephants right now. We'll have to see how strong they'll be, how the conversions go. But if the Elite War Elephant tech doesn't do it with him, with Faith, then I see, really, the Vietnamese team pulling this back, as both players are now making a pretty decent army.
Yeah, certainly. And, well, as you were saying, Viper's push it's kind of been slowed down a bit. I'd still say he's pushing, but obviously not as much as he was before. The Elite War Elephant tech is it's pretty slow to get going. He's getting that now, researching Faith as well to help with the conversions. But looks like the War Elephants are doing their job tanking, and looks like he's still pushing.
Yeah, those fishing ships still helping out on this push. The War Elephants are really so, food expensive. That's the biggest problem with them. But the Viper's got the eco to support it. Just maybe wants to take a little bit more control of these golds and the stones in the south. I think that the Vietnamese team might be running a little bit out of gold.
Yeah, a while ago I said they'd be fine for gold in the short to medium run, but that is slowly going to be ending, as it seems like there's only one secure gold mine right now for the Vietnamese team.
Dowd is making 50-minute horse collar, of course.
Oh, gotta love it, gotta love it. I believe Viper is slinging him to some amount. I saw him research coinage earlier.
Yeah, slinging him some wood. Some of the non-valuable resources.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't need gold. Don't need any gold, don't need any stone. These War Elephants are just so tough to stop, though. I mean, Arbalest's really not going to do much of, if anything, against them. In the north, we'll just have to see a lot of Haubs, I guess.
I mean, one of the OG, death ball combos for Persians was either War Elephants / Paladins and hand cannons, and that's kind of what Viper has right now. There really isn't a whole lot in the game that counters that. Having to peel his army to the south to prevent this capped ram push coming in from Cool as he tries to secure one of Viper's old gold locations, as well as a castle on this hill. But Viper's going to try and put the kibosh on that.
Yeah, and will successfully. Man, this game is so hard to it could go either way. ACCM's now, taking it to the Viper over in the north. The Viper's only on 3 castles, so losing 1 castle would be a big blow to him. Obviously, he's losing a little bit of his farmers in the north, and Dowd's being slowed down as well by these hand cannons.
Yeah, and as we were saying way long ago this game now, all of the stone was in favor of the Vietnamese team, right? So Viper can't make that many castles, so his elephant production is going to be very much limited. But, I mean, 3 castles, it's, it's adequate, I would say. You probably do want that 4th castle, though. And now that ACCM was doing a good job at raiding Viper's farming economy, like you were saying, that is just going to, really put a damper on his elephant production.
And looks like these elephants will be able to stampede their way through. Hand cannons should move back and should be saved. Where the heck are the halberdiers and the monks? What is the plan against these elephants? Both these civilizations do get halberdier.
They both get halberdier, the Malay have fully upgraded halberdier, and both civilizations have pretty good monks, so... I don't know. It's very weird that you wouldn't see a halberdier/monk transition.
Oh god, this kills me as ACCM loses all of his hand cannons on the left. Oh god, that's so expensive.
Yeah, that's always a bit painful to see.
It's ridiculous, though. I mean, my favorite unit when I was growing up was the War Elephant, just because I loved anything where you could just mass one unit and overwhelm everyone else. But their strength is really ridiculous.
Oh yeah, definitely, and well...
I think if there's anything to say about this game is the strength of the Persians, whether it's their boom, their fish, their crazy nomad start, or the strength of their elephants. I think that's one of the big takeaways from this game.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. This is kind
of one of the civilizations no one talks about either. Strengths. Never a first pick on most maps.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of a shame, because I really like the Persians. I mean, not just because they have elephants, which is awesome, but they just feel so diverse and have so many powerful options. And, we're kind of seeing that in this game, and just... They really do shine on Nomad, like you were saying.
Yeah, well, okay, so monks... Gonna get one conversion in the elephants. Remember that elephants have faith, but, man, I hate to, beat a dead horse or whatever, but you're really gonna need, halberdier to be able to stop this. And, looks like Castle will go down from ACCM. I'm gonna try to pick off the trebuchet and not gonna get it.
Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate for him, and what I'm really missing here is, yes, halberdier would be the ideal meat shield, but just kind of any meat shield for the Vietnamese team. They just, we see halberdiers coming out right now for cool. They are fully upgraded, but this feels like it might be too little too late.
Man, I keep going back and forth on this game, because I see, the Viper really doing some great damage to ACCM, but over on the right side, now we see a, pretty diverse army from Cool. And Cool's actually pushing in.
Yeah, certainly, and, well, with another castle coming up on this TC of Viper, well, that's going to be a lot less, villagers and economy and space to work with. Space is always something that is quite valuable on...
Alright, I'll bet you this battle right now is going to, reflect who wins the game. As these elephants try to go up the map, we have 4 elephants for Cool even. He's got tons of monks here. I'm really curious to see who wins this one.
Yeah, that is... quite a few monks here for Cool. Looks like around 6 or 7. But is it going to be enough? Can they get the conversions in time before the rest of the army is wiped out? And I'm not sure that's going to be the case.
I don't necessarily think that's a loss for Cool, though, as he moves back. With some of his monks actually going to get picked off a little bit, but most of them will survive. And, man, that battle can go either way. Maybe this will take a little bit of pressure off of ACCM. He did lose his castle, but should be able to rebuild his army now. Just as Doubt goes into the next stage.
I wonder if these guys are going to start trade anytime soon, because they really have to be hurting for gold at this point. But not really any in sight.
Castle's deploying onto Cool's... Sorry, Trebuchet's deploying onto the Cool's castle. That'd be a little bit weird to deploy castles onto your opponent. But, yeah, one Trebuchet going to go down. Viper holding this hill. No stone to... That would have been a great hill to drop a castle from. But maybe one small weakness of the Persian army. We're not seeing a lot of siege from the Viper. We're really only seeing trebuchets, which are kind of slow to push.
Yeah, we have a castle age in for Doubt finally. Huzzah! So, he's getting there. He's getting there. He still needs a lot more time to get back into this game. But, Viper really is going to just try and close this one out, I think, before Doubt can even think about doing anything useful this game. And it's all going to be down to this elephant push.
I'm seeing more elephants from actually the VNS team than the Viper at some points in the map. But Halberdier, you know, going to get destroyed by the elephants. What am I talking about? Jeez, they're so strong.
Yeah, you know, honestly, I really do have to question the elephant decision. As much as I love elephants,
You think? You think it wasn't worth it?
Paladins would have been way better.
I don't know. I don't know.
Because Viper never really got up to that 200, you know, pop mark. And until you get there, the Paladins are going to be so much faster. Like, yeah, they're not as tanky, but they're, you know, it's less bad if they get converted. And you really are able to, you know, push both players at the same time. And Viper, you know, as soon as he starts pushing Cool, ACCM starts to threaten him, and as soon as he starts to, you know, push ACCM, then Cool starts to threaten him, and the elephants are just so slow that they can't be everywhere at once, and the Paladins are going to be, you know, much better able to, you know, deal with all threats and raid, which the elephants are also incapable of doing.
I would really love to see this game and just undo everything and just switch it from, you know, elephants to paladins and see what kind of impact that would have on the game. I think it could really go either way. But you're right, the lack of mobility is definitely a problem with the Viper going 2 versus 1. If he was going 1 versus 1, it might be a little bit different, where the elephants could go in just one area, but you might be right on that.
Yeah, and of course the elephants are even more expensive than the paladins. I mean, just to upgrade and to produce constantly, and well, now Viper's at 1 castle, so that's going to be not much elephant production. Viper, you know, even his last castle is under threat, and this is looking better and better for the Vietnamese team. It's just, you know, the more time passes, that...
I think this is it, yeah. Doubt's going up to the Imperial Age, but he's only on 30 villagers. Cool doesn't look like he can be stopped by the Viper, and ACCM doesn't look like he can be stopped by the Viper. So certainly both of them combined should be able to pull out the victory here. There's the GG. The Viper almost carrying this game for Doubt, but not quite there. What do you think were some of the keys to this game?
Well, I think the Paladin, rather the lack of Paladin, is definitely one of the most important talking points, and then Viper kind of letting his teammate Doubt die in the Feudal Age. Kind of questionable. Viper going for obviously just a massive boom and trying to carry it in the Imperial Age, but just not able to finish the game quickly enough.
For me, the key moment in that game was, again, ACCM towering that archer range, walling it in, getting the Siege Workshop out, getting the Mangonel out, you know, getting that early advantage versus Doubt, and then doing the damage eventually in the end there. I think that was the biggest key to this game.
Yeah, that was just such a great move from ACCM, really just giving him a massive advantage over Doubt in that sort of early to mid game. Viper just not really poised to do much to help his teammate out, and well, you know, ACCM Cool able to hang on and able to take game 1.
All right, so the Vietnamese in a little bit of an upset against, you know, against the TyRanTs. We'll see if looks like Doubt's probably going to stay in this game as well. Maybe we see a little bit better showing from the TyRanTs in this game, a little more teamwork. Certainly those town center positions didn't, you know, do them any favors this particular game. And they'll have to come back from a 1-0.